I've seen him move her. I've seen him near. When the room went quiet and the walls closed in, when the ceiling turned to stone and the prayer dried up, I still saw the veil tear and the spirit lift my chin. I've seen him move when the street lights failed, when I walked alone with tears in my coat, when I carried bags heavier than my bones, and somehow hope still slipped me a note. I lay my hand on the scar that stayed, the one that throbbed each time I prayed, and I remember how the blood still flowed through a wound the world never showed. I touched the picture frame cracked on the floor. For night I slammed the unanswered door, and I remember the whisper that filled the gap, the holy hush that pulled me back. I've seen him move in the flak gone cold, when the meter clicked and the silence scolded, when the kettle stayed dry and my hands went numb. Still he sat beside me and fed me some. I've seen him move in the line at the bank when the numbers stalled and my stomach sank, when the letters stacked and the food ran low. Still the raven circled and the oil did flow. I've seen him move in the A&E where machines beeped out what they thought of me, where charts said slow and bones said stop, but the spirit spoke life and the pain did drop. I've seen him move through locked up friends, through addicts clutching shaky amens, through mothers weeping at hospice beds, through hospice nurses who bowed their heads. I lay my hand on the floor, I scrubbed where I wept in bleach and a rib still rubbed. I remember the scent of broken hours, but still the Lord poured unseen flowers. I've seen him move when the job was lost, when my skills got tossed and the lines were crossed, but he opened a door that no man saw and gave me back my voice and law. I lay my hand on the bin receipt, the one that showed I couldn't eat, and I remember the knock on the door with a bag full of food and a little bit more. I've seen him move through failing light, through half praise whispered in the night, when the songs I sang fell flat and low. Still I heard a harmony start to grow. I've seen him move in midnight walks, when the stars blinked back and the trees held talks, when the moon leaned close to catch my prayer, and I swore I felt the spirit there. I lay my hand on the robe I wore, in the water where I buried before the pain, the guilt, the endless ache, and I rose with peace I could not fake. I've seen him move in the screams and sobs, in the shaking pews, in revival mobs, in the trembling hands on the broken frame, in the fire that came with the spoken name. I've seen him move in the ration line, where the widow sang with a spine divine, where the child with ash on her face still clapped, where the tambourine in the ruin snapped. place my hand on the ration card and say he provided when the winter was hard. When the gas cut off and the lights stayed out, still he covered me round about. I've seen him move in the lost and shamed, in the ones they mocked and the ones unnamed, in the stammered prayer and the faulty hymn, in the moment grace reached deep within. I touch the tin where the coin still lies, from the widow's mite to my weary sighs, and I remember how he multiplies when all the world just subtracts and tries. I've seen him move in the Morgan ward when I whispered Jesus and peace restored, when I sank to sleep the final breath and saw joy